All right, welcome all. I think I'm going to start off every time when I create a video. Basically start off with such as subscribe if you want to subscribe, whatever there or however wherever it's located. Yeah. Um, as I said in my prior videos, if I get 1 million subscribers, I will do some viral dance that's popular out on the social networks. TikTok, Instagram Reels, Instagram, YouTube Shorts, Snap Stories, or whatever it's called nowadays, etc. Um, Subscribe, comment if you want to comment. Any feedback, it could be you want to troll me, go ahead and be a troll and trolling me in my comment section, or want to leave positive feedback. If I'm appreciate that too. But more often, I mean, honestly, just critique. I love if you have some feedback or critique, something that you could critique me on, I welcome it as well too. I am a person that is open to critiques, uh, uh, constructive criticism for that matter. Actually, um, if it's critiquing about my looks, come on, I can't do anything about that unless you give me donation to monies, and then I'll go to plastic surgery. Whatever. That's a joke for those who think I'm serious. But yeah, as far as like speech and talk, yeah, I'll probably try to work on that a little bit too. If you want to critique about that, be my guest. I mean, it's up to you. But the one thing I won't do is I will not um, edit. Essentially, I like to do freestyle, off the cuff type of thing. So it's one of those things where it won't be rehearsed. It'll be usually unrehearsed, like I said, off the cuff, freestyling talk, as well as usually not many filters or as in backgrounds, virtual backgrounds, etc. Maybe there might be cases of like fade in, fade out type of thing or something like that. Just to test it out. I mean, it won't happen right now. Maybe down the line, I might start adding those background graphics, or even like videos of like referring to going to a site or some data related aspects of like needing data to like validate what I'm saying or such. But in any case, um, anyways, to the point. I can't believe I rambled on for like 2 minutes or 40 seconds. But anyways, to the point. Razor blades or razors and shaving, basically, specifically for guys, or, for the beards, mustache area, as well as underneath the uh, the neck. I'm not sure what to use. I've been using, more often than not nowadays, a lot of the cases, disposable razors, whether it be the three, four edge, single edge, single or a two razor blade system, or three razor blade system, or four or five, depending. But they're mostly disposables. Usually they're supposed to last for 1 or 2 shaves. I kind of let them last for like maybe a week or so, depending on how often I shave. I've actually, when I first started shaving, I shaved outside of the fact of pre-showering, just watering my face and such, and then putting on shaving cream and then shaving. But I would always get cuts. I realized my dad never taught me this or told me this actually. Um, it was more of a case, and others else as well too. It's like, what? It's better to shave when you're shaving with a razor and shaving cream. Better to shave after a shower because your face is loosened up at that point. Especially if are doing a hot shower, it's best to come after a shower, shave after a shower versus before a shower. If you're gonna, the only way you don't want to shave the only way you want to shave before a shower is if you know you're going to take a cold shower, or you're not going to wet your face as long. Then you might as well just go in and basically like steam it, heat it up with warm water to basically soften the skin, soften the hairs, as well as open up the skin a little bit more. But in any case, I would shave with the I think it was a three edge razor cartridge from Gillette or Schick. I can't remember exactly what. I don't honestly don't remember, but I just remember using it. And I was always getting cuts. And I'm like, eh. So then I switched off to, at that point, disposable razors, and they started working off really well as well too. Um, Using either shaving cream or shaving gel. Either or worked at that point. And then eventually, I think when I was in my mid to late 20s, more specifically my late 20s into my mid 30s, sometimes 40s, um, I would actually start shaving in the shower. Now, it saves the reason why I would say it's not bad shaving in the showers. It does save a lot of time because you're in the shower anyways. You're warming up your face. You're already in the shower. You could just shave it off and like basically it washes off whatever it is. But also at the same time, you can wash off your razor at the same time. The one drawback though is I wasn't using a any cream or gel for that matter. It was more of just using it raw with water basically. And for a while it wasn't bad. It was pretty quick. But the thing was at that time I was growing a goatee, so I would just do the sides and underneath the neck, and it was fairly quick, really quick and easy. And I was able to use a disposable razor for as long as like 4 months basically, surprisingly enough, without any cuts. Any cuts I did get, the shower had the shower would just wash it off or like heal it off at that point, and you wouldn't see any cuts. And it worked for a really while there. But until as I got older, my face started loosening up a little bit more, where it wasn't as tight. Um, it started to become a little bit more irritable, or more of creating more irritation on the face itself. So it wasn't as per se the best way to go about it, but the way my face was, it didn't entirely work. And there were times where I would just let my face, like I would just grow out the beard fully, let just grow out completely. You might see in my, avatar or profile picture that you've seen, I think that was the longest I've ever had it. And usually what I would do is I would use, basically just go in and shave. And if I was ever those types of cases, I would actually pull out a double edge razor. Now I've had a double edge razor for a while there, and every time I would use a double edge razor, I could never shave in the shower with it. That's up front. I could never use that. But with the double edge razor, when I would shave with the double edge razor, it was clean and smooth. But the problem was, it would always cut me. It would always give me a cut. And the other factor is usually with the double edged razor, they said sometimes you want to do it with the grain versus against the grain. However, in my case, whenever I did the with the grain, I would still have like a stubble going on. So I would have to shave against the grain, unfortunately. And because of that, I would get those cuts, and it was causing irritation. But I would never get any ingrown hairs. Now there are all these other things coming out, like the bezel or bevel. I forgot what it's called exactly. So I honestly don't know what I should do at this point. Should I? I'm actually considering right now. I'm actually using a disposable razor. I think it's a three blade razor right now from Barbasol basically. Yeah, they make razors themselves too, and using their shaving creams. Sometimes some shaving gels. I got the Barbasols from the Dollar Tree store. Honestly, I just didn't feel like going out to wherever and buying cartridges and all that stuff. I mean, honestly, I'm not spending X amount of money for cartridges when I could just spend like for 5 disposable razors, $1.25. And it should just do as well too. But the thing is, I've come to realize that now is it's still not great for my skin. And the other thing is monetary wise, it might not be as cheap as I think it would be. Because the fact is, I am getting what I'm paying for, so it's not really helping my skin in the long term. Yeah, and in this situation, I would be with the disposable razors more often than not. I would be still shaving in the shower. However, I've come to start putting in a what's that called, a either shaving gel or shaving cream, and then putting it on while I'm in the shower, but facing away from the water, and then shaving against the mirror, basically a fog-free mirror, fogless mirror, even though it's never fogless. I would always have to keep wiping. That's in the shower, and it does the job, but not to the point where it's clean. Now, so you might say it's like, oh, why don't you just use an electric razor? Every now and then I do that because one of the things is sometimes I can never get the under the nose area, like right by close by the nose, in that section where the razors would ever meet the needs. So I'd have to go get the razor for that, the electric razor for that. But it's still not a close shave. I've been looking online, and as of late, I'm debating whether they're getting a double-edged razor, a double-edged razor, or getting one of those, sort of single-edged type of razors as well too. Will I go the disposable or cartridge route? I don't know. I mean, honestly, I tried them out. I mean, I could, but those were a while back. Should I try them out again? I don't know. But it's just the money's wrong. I don't know if it's worth it. Plus, two, I mean, if I don't want to give a bad review if I do buy one, because if I buy something for like that's $14 and it turns out it's horrible, I will go start ranting against it considerably, and I don't want to do that to a specific product. I'd rather let other people review it at that point. So I'll let you know where I end up, what I end up doing. I might go the double edge razor route right now. The only question is I don't know two things. The blades, because like when it comes to shaving, the blades do matter. They have to be sharp, and to the actual handle. Some sayings like, oh, if you want a good handle, it's going to be about $50 to $70. But honestly, I don't want to spend that kind of money as well too, unless it's really, really worth it. So the question is, I don't know what double edge razor handle I should buy. Any comments or you have about that or suggestions? I mean, sorry, that'd be great. As well as also the razors themselves. And I know when you're using a double edged razor, you don't use shaving gel or shaving cream. It's really the thick, buttery one, basically, that you want to use, the shaving butter that you want to use for that. But those can be really expensive too, and I'm not sure about that. And as you saw, basically here, I did shave it off for past. Bleh. It is no longer November, which I was growing my beard or goatee for Movember, and now I've shaved it off, so it's back to like shaving again. And usually I try to shave every day, maybe on the weekends, maybe I try not to shave on the weekends, specifically on Saturdays, unless I'm going out or something like that. So it's something I would love to hear an opinion on, or some feedback, or at least some suggestions to what type of razor I should get, the razor that's itself, and as well as what type of double edge handle I should get as well too. Some say, oh, what about the Dollar Shave Club? Yeah, but at the same time, why? Why? Because ultimately you're still paying for a cartridge, and like the blades themselves for a double edge razor, the single blades, they're like much cheaper than that. So I don't know why would I go with a cartridge type of thing when I could get still the blades cheap. The only thing is they're not TSA approved, so I can't bring it. I can't bring it with me when I travel. That's the one thing with single blades for double edged razors. You can't carry them on a plane. They're not TSA approved. Well, the disposable razors and cartridges are, which makes sense. Um, all right, yeah. If you can leave any feedback or give me any suggestions, that would be great. Again, you comment, I will respond most likely because I do read all my comments when I get notified. I do read them. Granted, I might be notified much later, but if I do, when I do see them, I will comment on them or respond to them. Hell, in one case, I actually responded back with the video to a comment or a question. So I, again, if you have any suggestions, great. If not, I'll give it a week and see what happens. Like, towards the end of the year, I might just at the end of the year buy a double-edged razor on my own, based on some doing some research on my own, and going from there and seeing how that works out or how it looks. Um, but usually, as I always like to end it off, unfiltered, unedited, and definitely unrehearsed. Until next time.